me talk to you. Yeah. Shut up, I'm talking.
So I'm going to say it. Men are not natural protectors, providers, or leaders.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Religion and indoctrination has convinced men and women that men are these things. It has given them the responsibility of these things within our society, but is contrary to their nature. Men are all about self-preservation, and they only provide and protect what they think is theirs and what they're in possession of.
What up, YouTube? So, men are not innately protectors, providers, and leaders. And furthermore, we've been indoctrinated to be these things. And also through religion as well. You know what? I feel like it's a slap to the face to any man who has protected somebody that he didn't know. Honestly speaking, like, that's how I feel. Like, that's a form of disrespect. Because, first of all, we don't own anybody. That's number one. We don't own nobody. So if we're protecting anybody, that's what we not only, you want to say, indoctrinated to do. No, we innately have this ability within us. We've been doing this since we were kids. Okay? We didn't have the skill set to protect. And as a kid, you don't think you own anything. So I don't see how that even makes any sense. I mean, to me, it's just me. It's my opinion. It doesn't make sense to me. Okay? So for her to say that, to me, it's very disrespectful. Okay? And I'm not going to sit here and actually stand for that. Because that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Men have died protecting things and people that they didn't own or even had any relationship with. And like I said, I don't mean military. I just mean an everyday average person. Okay, so once again, I just feel that's a form of disrespect. And I just can't sit here and let her say that kind of crap. But let's see what else she got to say.
When something is supposedly innate and natural to you, you do it automatically. So if men were natural protectors and providers, it is something that we would see them do within the community, within the world, not something that they simply do for that which they possess.
So let me see. If I protect a friend, right? I don't possess that friend. I don't own that friend. But they're in need of help and I help them. I protect them. Isn't that an innate ability? It's not something that, oh, well, I had to do. It's like I sprung into action like, yo, this is somebody that I'm cool with and I'm protecting them. And it can go for anything. It could go for a kid. It could go for someone else's mother. It can go for a stranger. If you leap into action into a situation that someone needs protecting from, that's not indoctrinated. That's inbred. That's in your DNA. You're born with that ability. You sprung into action to help somebody that you either knew or didn't know. Same reaction, either way, didn't make a difference. It was still the same reaction. Whether you knew them or not, you sprung into action. So once again, I don't agree with what she's saying. Have you also heard of the phrase born leaders? Like coaches or, people of that stature or nature, where throughout their life, they were just had the ability to lead people in a capacity where it's like he was a naturally born leader. He could coach a team to a championship, or he could lead, his troops into battle, or, anything of that nature. Natural born leaders, people that just have the ability to lead since they were little. So if that's not an innate ability, I don't know what is. But that definitely sounds like innate ability to me. If you're a natural born leader, natural is inbred, it's ingrained, it's in you, it's naturally there. So to say that, once again, makes no freaking sense whatsoever. But maybe it's just me.
Furthermore, how can you be a natural protector but the biggest threat and predator in this world? Ask a man what he needs to protect you from, and he's going to say other men.
Okay, so we in 2023. So, okay, yeah. The biggest threat to a woman at most points in time is probably another man. Yeah, because women are not built to take on men. So who else is better to take on a man than another man? Now, there are women now that are, that could probably hold their own against, some men. But for the most part, women weren't made to take on men. Men were made to take on other men. But we in 2023, hell, the threat to women now is not just men, it's women too. It's probably more so women now than it is men. If you think about it, and I don't mean in the physical sense. So if you take the physical aspect of it out, women are more of a threat to women in 2023, and probably before that too. Just keep that in mind.
Because when we look at these natural protectors, most of the domestic violence, rape, molestation, shootings, killings, raping of nature's resources, dominating other people and countries, most of the violence is done by these natural protectors.
Okay, so most of the violence is done by these natural protectors, right? Okay. Who runs these countries? Men. So when we get into violence, it's going to be a man that's going to protect it. It's been like that since who knows when. Since the beginning of time, I guess. That's how it's always been. Men protect from other men. That's how it's been. There's nothing groundbreaking here. You're not saying anything that's oh my gosh, I'm shocked to hear. No, we understand that fact already. Graping? Oh gosh, seriously. No woman is out here graping other women. So yeah, that's just, you didn't even have to mention that. But any other type of violence that's going on, domestic violence, that's what's being reported. But trust and believe, don't get it twisted. There is women on women violence. It doesn't get reported like everything else does, but it's there. Let's not act like that doesn't exist. Oh, it exists. Matter of fact, women on men violence, that exists on a large scale. So if you want to hear something groundbreaking, take those two things with you. How about that?
Something is not adding up. One thing I'm realizing is that we've been told a lot of lies. Literally almost everything that we've been taught is upside down.
Well, guess what? That is the one thing that we could both agree on, for sure.
If you think about it, it's actually women that are the natural protectors and providers.
No, you're not. Yeah, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Of this world. Your mother, she innately protects you with her own body and her own life as you're forming in her womb.
Lady, that's like saying the cradle or the crib protects a baby from falling. Like what? Are you serious? Come on now. Let's not do this. You just said something that you know what? Let her keep talking.
When you're born, her body naturally provides for you. Furthermore, women, just by my observation and what I've seen, they're the first ones to offer protection and provision to the community and to the world. People that they don't even know, they're the first ones to run to your rescue.
I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to really be honest. In my life, I'm speaking for me, I only had one time when a woman ran to my aid to protect me. Once. Any other time, it was a man. And if there was no man, there was nobody. Breaking up fights. Most of the time when I see it, it was a man. There have been a few times where I've seen women, jump in between, but majority of the time, it's a man. Men have jumped in to break up fights. Some of them have gotten hurt. Some of them have gotten killed. God bless them. But other than that, women even tell you, like, women will stop men from jumping in between stuff so they don't get themselves in any trouble. So, once again, I don't know what you're saying here, but men have jumped into more battles that I know of and that most people know of than I've seen a woman do. But, like I said, that's just me. But you could ask other people about that. They'll probably tell you the same thing. Proceed.
They're the first one to try to break up fights. They're the first one to say, hey, do you have a need? Let me fulfill that. Women are all about community. And being about community means that you are truly the natural protector and provider because you birthed the community. So therefore, you care for what you birth.
No, ma'am. That sounds like nurturing again. That sounds like nurturing. Y'all about community and bringing up a community. That's nurturing the community. Bringing it up. Bringing it together. It's nurturing. That's not, you want to call it providing? Call it what you will if you want to call it that. I call it nurturing because that's, you're bringing up something. You're raising it. And of course, if you birth something, of course you're going to want to protect it. But at the same time, you don't have to birth something to want to protect it. It's just a God-given thing that you will protect what is yours, obviously, but you'll also protect people that you see can't probably protect themselves, that you don't even know. That's just what it is. And as for the other part about talking about having a need, let me fulfill that. Who is saying that? In this day and time, who is saying that line in any way, shape, or capacity? If you have a need, let me help you with that. Like, what? Who? Not these new modern women ain't saying that. They definitely not saying that. So you could just toss that out the window.
We've learned a lot of lies, and it's time to put things into proper view. Now, yes, there may be men who do provide, lead, and protect, but it's something that they establish through self-development, self-awareness, and self-discipline. Most men, no.
I'm just going to say this. Men, innately, yes, we are protectors, providers, and leaders. Yes, we are. We've been doing it for a long time now. We haven't been indoctrinated to do this. We've been doing it. Maybe the leadership role, maybe, I could lean a little bit on that, but the providing and protecting, we've done that since we were kids. We didn't have the skill set to do said things, but we developed the skill sets through life of how to protect and provide. But as kids, we've done this in some sort of capacity. Kids are always trying to provide, to do stuff for their parents and anything else, for other people. I've seen it. I mean, come on, we've lived it. Protection, we've seen that. Kids trying to protect their parents or whatever the case may be. They know they don't own their parents. They just know that that's their parent. And usually a lot of stuff carries over to adult life. But the thing about it in adult life is you risking your life trying to do something that is innately inside you. People have been doing this. So if you don't see it now, it's not like it's not there. It's that people have to think twice before they jump. Okay, people want to protect other people who can't protect themselves at times, but we got to think about our family. Okay, we got to think about things in our life. We can't just fly off the handle and just start doing stuff. No. And if the person that's by your side is there, she ain't gonna want you to fly off the handle either. She's not gonna want you to do that. That's just a given. But don't sit here and try to make men look like they don't have this ingrained in them, because they do. We do. And with the developed skill set, we will carry it out. Bottom line. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We will carry it out. And once again, I think that's disrespectful to the people who have protected and got kicked in the process of protecting. Okay? I just feel like you could have, I don't know, can't even know if you could have said it a different way. Because it just sounds like you have a little anger in your heart from hearing, stuff like that. Like you just have whatever hate you have towards men. It's like, this is the way you're going to express it. Because that didn't even sound right. That's downright disrespectful, in my opinion. I mean, y'all ain't got to agree with me. This is my opinion. This is how I feel about it. That's just straight up disrespectful. Men out here protecting not only what you claim own, because nobody owns nobody, but people that they don't even know and have gotten hurt behind it. And that's a damn shame. But anyway. Oh, and one more thing. The self-preservation part. Oh yeah. Almost missed that. Who would not be about self-preservation? Like, you're not trying to run out here and, get hurt, get, unalived or whatever. You're gonna try to keep yourself here. But deep inside what you really want to do, but sometimes you just can't do it. Situations won't allow you to do it. And furthermore, you have to think, should you do it? Because if you listen to her and you try to do these things, or you just, I'm going to prove them wrong, guess what happens? You get unalived. So women like her, whatever her agenda is, we're just going to have to ignore it. Move on past it, because we know who we are. And in knowing who we are, we know what we're capable of and what is ingrained in us that we bring into the world. But to listen to her say that, sorry I couldn't play the whole video straight out, because it just burned me up every time she said something. I had to jump in there and say something. So, it is what it is. But hey, just understand this type of thinking here, she's probably not the only one that thinks like this. So good luck, fellas.